Hi, Glenn Shorrock here from LRB. Keep your ears cocked. And you should also listen out for LRB's new album, Time Exposure. Hope you like it.
He's dressed to kill, he's a night owl. Baby, you got a man on your mind. We'll return into the night of the zero. When everything is finished and we've done all that we can, will we come full circle to begin again?
Yeah, well, this is the one that the people have waited perhaps a little longer than any other album. So,
Well, it's been 2 years since the studio album. You know, it's a difference for us, slight difference, in that we recorded outside of Australia. All the other albums have been recorded in Melbourne. This one was done in Montserrat, and we got George Martin to produce this particular album, specifically to get a different slant on things, whereas before we'd always used ourselves producing along with John Boylan. But it's not a really obvious difference until you start to really listen to the tracks, and every now and again you hear a guitar sound that reminds you of a Beatles album or something like that. I mean, that's obviously George's influence, and of course his engineer Jeff Emerick, who produces the sounds. He did all the albums for the Beatles, except he got halfway through the White Album, I think, and had a nervous breakdown. Philosophically, he started to think, hell, here I am 20 years on in this business, and I'm working with a guy that shaped my future, that influenced the way I do things professionally. And here I am sitting next to him and joking with him and, you know, eating and drinking with him. Every now and again, you sort of went, wow, the circle turns. And that's what it is. I mean, I firmly believe in that circle philosophy. Life does move in one big, large circle, but there's a whole lot of little concentric circles that move around in it as well. And yeah, it was, you know, a very important time.
why the title?
Time Exposure. Oh, it's just one of those things, sitting around a table in Montserrat, evening meal, you know, everybody, 20 people, laughing and drinking and joking, and, you know, every night, right, what do we call the album? You know, what's it going to be called? All sorts of crazy ideas get thrown around, and oh, don't ask me. Well, I can't really recall any of the weird ones, but Ernie finally, because all the guys who are, at the moment are on a camera kick. You know, they're all buying nice cameras and taking lots of photographs and buying all the photography books and learning the techniques of photography and stuff. And so he said, well, what about Time Exposure? You know, there wasn't much reaction from that. Yeah, that's okay. It was just another run of titles that came by. But finally it came time to say, well, listen, we've got to make a decision now. We've got to call it something. It's the hardest thing in the world to call a piece of music a title. It's easy if you've got one really standout track that will hook the whole thing along, you know. Time Exposure had a quality that, you know, we have been exposed to time, and the years have gone by, and we do expose ourselves now and again. Well, there has been, we've had a lot of exposure to time. I mean, this is our 6th year together, and that's the longest any of us has been in a band before.